Hola, feliz viernes. Let's get started here. Vamos a empezar con un poco de vocabulario. We've been working on reflexive verbs, so we're going to keep working on that today, and hopefully if you're not feeling amazing about them yet, you're going to be feeling great by the time we're done today. Okay, that's kind of our goal. So first off, before we start on anything, I would love it if someone could refresh us on what is a reflexive verb. Like either what does it look like, or what does it mean, or how do we know if something's reflexive? Like, what am I talking about? Anyone? Reflexive verbs. Help me roll out. Kendall, tell me something you remember about reflexive verbs.
They're used when the subject and the object are the same.
Yeah, so like they're used when you're like, yes, the subject and who's receiving the action are the same, right? So let's do a couple just examples together, just in English, right? So we're talking about like, I wash my face, okay? That is something that I am doing myself, okay? I wash my face. I could say like, I shower, something I am doing to myself. I could say, I get dressed. I go to bed, I wake up. So these are all things that I can do for myself. You can do for yourself. He can do for himself. She can do for herself. We can all do for ourselves. They can do for themselves. You guys can do for yourselves. Okay. So for instance, if I wash my dog, is that reflexive? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Hey, show me you're with me. If I wash my dog, is that reflexive or is that not reflexive? Okay, look around. Good. Okay, most of you got it. It is not reflexive, right? Because the dog is not washing him or herself. Okay, you have to do it for yourself. Think of like little kids, maybe can't do things by themselves, right? But otherwise, most of us can do all of those things all by ourselves. So that's when you would use the reflexive. Okay, so now what does it look like in Spanish? How do we recognize a reflexive verb, I guess would be the first question I would ask you. How do I recognize a reflexive verb? Something on the end of the verb? Is that ringing a bell for anyone?
Something it ends with se.
Oh, thank you, Evelyn. It does. It ends with se. Okay. So we have verbs like lavarse. You're going to show me what that means in a minute. Or we have words like levantarse or acostarse. So the original verb has a se on the end, and then we just have to remember what to do with it. All right. So I made you a little cheat sheet that I'm going to run through with you and refresh you on this. Okay. Then we're going to practice some vocab. Then we're going to write some reflexive sentences so that you make sure you're on the right track. All right. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you. This is a document that you can and should print, not right this second, but if you can. Otherwise, I will put it in my, yeah, it should be here. Otherwise, I will put it in my, my class resources, and then you can always access it there. All right, so if you're under the current lesson, here we are. Look, oh, I'm going out of order already. I'm on number 2. Okay, so here's this document that I put together for you. So let's just run through it together, okay? If you were not here yesterday or you're a little fuzzy after yesterday, make sure you're paying attention. Why does that say sharing is paused? Okay, why? Why? What do you guys see right now?
The screen was froze.
Oh, maybe that was a problem. Okay, let's try it. Now, you see my reflexive verb handout? Yes, it's yellow and green. Okay, so this is kind of a little cheat sheet. I tried to put together everything we talked about yesterday. There was a PowerPoint I showed yesterday, which I did post, but this is kind of a little summary for you. So like I said, if you can print it, otherwise you can save it somewhere, or I'll post it under class resources. So here's what we say. Reflexive verbs are used when the subject of a sentence is also the receiver of the action. That's exactly what Kendall said. A reflexive verb has a say on the end of it, right? That's exactly what we said. So you can think of reflexive verbs as when someone is doing something to oneself, right? I wash my hands, you wash your hands, he washes his hands, we wash our hands, they wash their hands. All right, here's a bunch of reflexive verbs. These are not all on your vocab list, but many of them are, all right? So I kind of added the oneself to all of them to kind of highlight what we're talking about here. Please note there are 3 on your vocab list, despertarse, vestirse, and acostarse, that are not only reflexive, but bonus stem changers. Yay. So they're going to stem change the ways that I noted in all forms except what? What's not in my boot? Somebody unmute. Say it real quick.
Nosotros y vosotros.
Yeah, nosotros y vosotros. Great. All right. So these verbs do not have to be reflexive. That's what I kind of gave you the example with the dog, right? So bañarse, I can bathe myself. Lavarse, I can wash myself. Or it doesn't have to be reflexive. I can bathe the dog. Yo baño el perro, or yo lavo los platos. I can wash dishes. I'm not a dog and I am not dishes. So just leave the say or the may or whatever off there. Okay. All right, so this was the part that I felt like maybe I needed to clarify again. So here's the way I like to remember this. When you have one verb, you have one option. Okay, if you're looking in blue, then it says when you have 2 verbs, you have 2 options. So this is the placement of that little say, all right, of that little pronoun. So here's the deal. When you have one verb, okay, you have to put that little may, te, say, nos, or say in front, okay? It says conjugate a reflexive verb as follows, and then you just do the regular endings. So the say magically turns into a may, magically turns into a te, stays a say there, magically turns into a nos, and stays a say there. Then you just take lavar, it's a regular AR verb, lavo, lavas, lava, lavamos, lavan. Do you have to say may, lavo? Yes. If the original verb is lavarse, if you are washing your hands, if you are washing your face, if you are washing your body, you say me lavo. The yo is optional, the to is optional, but the me lavo is there. Te lavas, se lava, nos lavamos, se lavan. Okay? Now, when you have 2 verbs, you have 2 options. Okay? The me, te, se, or nos goes before the first verb or attached to the second. And here's an example. Me voy a lavar. I split the me and I put it in front. Remember, that's what we were talking about yesterday with the little sandwich. Okay, it's a little reflexive sandwich because you've got the reflexive, the verbs there and the verbs there. Or you can stick it on the end. I like that way because, I don't know, it just works. I don't know. I think more like it's the same pattern as English. So I'm going to wash myself. Voy a lavarme. Okay, note that the first verb is always conjugated, voy and voy, and the second verb is not. Lavar, nothing happened. Lavar, nothing happened. Okay, so that's kind of the overview from yesterday. So like I said, later on, if you want to print that off, I would recommend that, and or share it to your Google folder with your notes, and or I will put it somewhere accessible to you under class resources because it's a good little summary. All right. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make sure that we've got a little vocab understanding here. So I'm gonna have you muéstrame. What's muéstrame mean? Muéstrame. Van a actuar. Have you do this if we were in class? So I thought we could still probably do it at home. Muéstrame means show me. All right, so if you know what this word means, you're going to show me by acting it out. If you don't know what it means, you look around and see what other people are doing, or you get out your vocab list. So if you are not with me right now, I will know that because you are not doing what everyone else is doing. All right, so my first verb is going to be, we'll really see who's with me here. Levantarse. So work out what that is, and muéstrame. I see Caleb. There's Alejandro. There's Ixana. There's Reese. You're showing me. You can just stay up once you're up. So show me. Levantarse. So basically, I should see everyone doing what? Everybody stand up. Come on, do it. Do it. Everybody stand up. Levantarse. You are showing me you know what this word means. Levantarse. Kind of hear the word levitate, like get up. So this means get up in the morning. Levantarse. You get yourself up out of bed. Look at that. Magali, Claire, Brandon, Layla. Come on. Levantarse. Show me you know what this means. Come on, you there? Can't just ignore me.
Where was-
Huh? Somebody have a question? All right, you're gonna like this one. Don't move yet, because this will lead us into the next one. Hold on, wait for it. Let me find it. Okay. Everybody likes this one. Acostarse. Acostarse. Okay. Show me you know what it means. Everybody likes acting this one out in class. I always think it'd be funny if like Mr. Brannigan walked by while everyone was showing me this. Acostarse. What should I see you doing? Right? Acostarse. I always say, look at the verb on the word star, right? The stars are out. What do we do? Go to bed. Acostarse. All right. So right now I'm helping you with vocab. All right. So acostarse. All right. Next up. That one's a little hard to do. I'm not sure how we can do that one. All right. How about I'm going to add to this. Lavarse las manos. Lavarse las manos. Okay, look around, see what everybody's doing. Lavarse las manos. Now I'm going to change it a little bit. Lavarse el pelo. Lavarse el pelo. El pelo? Lavarse el pelo. Muy bien. How about lavarse la cara? Lavarse la cara. La cara is your face. Okay, lavarse. Muy bien. All right, let's try cepillarse los dientes. Cepillarse los dientes. Muéstrame, show me you're with me. Cepillarse los dientes. Okay, you can use cepillarse, you can use lavarse. You can say lavarse los dientes too. I could also change it up. I could say cepillarse el pelo. Cepillarse el pelo. Now what are you doing? Right? Cepillarse el pelo. Just like in English, you can brush your teeth, you can brush your hair. Good. All righty. I don't know. Can you try this one? Vestirse. You just act it out. Don't do anything crazy. Just act it out. Vestirse. Vestirse. Right? Okay. We're getting dressed, right? Vestirse. All right. How about despertarse? It's different than levantarse. Despertarse. Look at Alejandro. He's doing a good job. Despertarse. Show me. Show me. Like this is actually wake up. Levantarse is get up, right? Levantarse is get up. Despertarse, you're just waking up, opening your eyes, stretching. Despertarse. All right. Oh, how about this one? My daughter had a little problem with this when she was little. Cortarse el pelo. Cortarse. Cortarse. So my daughter's 6. When she was 3, I went out to do something. My husband was with her. Came home, cut off all her hair. Like all of it. Not like a little bit, like she had like this super short bob and then she had a little tail in the back. It's impressive. Okay, muy bien. All right, this last one, I don't know how to act out. You'll have to be creative. It's so sad. It like makes me real sad. Reunirse con amigos. I don't know how we do that. I was literally trying to think about it. Just let me point at your friends. There they are. There they are. Reunirse con. Oh, look, Reese has a friend. All right, muy bien. Okay. So listen, I'll try to go through those maybe again with you on Monday. Hopefully that helps with a little vocab. So maybe we'll even go through them again later in the period. We'll see if we have time. Okay, so vamos a escribir un poquito. You can type or you can write. So necesitan papel or I don't know, find something you can write on. I want to make sure we can write a couple sentences. So I'm going to present a couple slides to you, and a couple of them you're going to turn into me. So make sure you're writing them down. And but I don't need all of them. So necesitan papel. Okay, or you can type. I don't care. Find a place you can write things. Oh, Kamani has a little friend. All right, so I'm going to give you some people to write about. Let's see if we can write some sentences here. Let me find it. All right, it's coming. All right, so you should be able to see my screen here. Y necesito una frase completa. So I'm looking for some complete sentences here, and I'm making these very specific, all right? So I want to know el, and I want to say my verb is lavarse los manos. So I want you to write me a sentence right now, very simple, using basically those words. He washes his hands. Now you'll notice we just used the word oh. Should be las manos. Sorry. Okay, that should actually say las manos. But anyways, what I was going to say is you don't need to say tus because it's implied that it's already your hands. So he washes his hands. And again, sorry, it's a feminine word, las manos. All right, you're jotting down a sentence for me. Not a lot of room for creativity here because I'm just making sure you can do this. On Monday, you're going to write about yourself and you can be more creative. All right. So let's do this one together. Make sure we're on the right path. All right. So who can tell me, how would you say he washes his hands? Present tense, nothing fancy. One verb, one option. I don't know. Magali. ¿Qué tienes, Magali?
I put se lava las manos antes de comer.
Okay. So give me the little mete say in front since it's reflexive. So what would go in front?
Se lava las manos.
Uh-huh. Okay. So we're going to have se lava las manos. Okay. Se lava. Or you could say él se lava. Okay. He is washing his hands. Se lava las manos. And she added a little bit to the end, which is fine. You don't have to do that. Okay. Se lava los manos. All right. Ready for número dos? I think I got like 5 of them. All right. Yo and despertarse. Now I put a little star there. Why? What do you have to be careful of? Who knows? Raise your hand. Why is there a star there? What do you have to be careful of with despertarse?
It changes.
Yeah. Who's that? You, Alejandro? Yeah, it changes. It's a stem changer. So let's see if we can get that in there. Okay. If you don't know how it changes, then you could look at your stem changing verb list, or you could think back to my card. And you know there's an E in it. And I guess I'll just tell you, since you're probably not looking at your stem changers, it's E to IE. Like maybe I should write these down. I am going to write these down with you. So I'll show you once you do it. I'll put number 1 up there too. Okay, it's a short little sentence. You can tell me what time she wakes up, I wake up, or you can just leave it literally, I wake up. All right, now while you're working on that, I want to know if there are two E's in despertarse, which there are, show me on your hands, is it the first E that changes or the second? Show me one or two. One or two. Show me, muéstrame. All right, everybody that is showing me is correct. It is a 2, so it's the second one that changes. So check your work, and then I'll get a volunteer, and then I'll hold up the right answer. I'll show you, I just wrote it out too, so you can double check. All right, somebody want to tell me, I wake up? What would that look like? Literally, you're saying, I wake myself up, but we don't need to say it like that. We just say, I wake up. Seeing if anybody could really use a point. I think everybody has at least one. Oh, Raven, you don't have one, probably because you don't have your camera on, but can you still tell us the answer?
Me despierto a las 8 en la mañana.
Perfecto. Glad I thought to give you a point there. Sometimes I do get distracted if I can't see him. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna stop my share for just a minute so I can show you some answers here so you can check your spelling and stuff. All right. So here was número 1. Él se lava las manos. 2, yo me despierto. All right, double check you have your IE there. Despierto. And then if you added something else, a las 7 or whatever, that's cool. All righty. We ready to move on to number 3? Okay. All right. I can't remember what's next. All right. So we're going to go for nosotros here. So tell me, we brush our teeth. We all brush our teeth all by ourselves. We brush our teeth. Okay, who wants it? Caleb wants it. Go ahead, Caleb.
Nos cepillamos los dientes por la noche.
Perfecto. Okay. So he says, nos cepillamos los dientes, and then he added por la noche, at night. Good. Okay, showing you real quick. Check your spelling if you need to. Nos cepillamos. Could you put the nosotros in front? Sure. Do you need to? No. Okay. Alrighty. All right. Now, again, there's a little star here. I want you to think about this. They do their homework. They do their homework. There's a little star here for a reason. So be careful. All right, someone want to tell me they do their homework? Alejandro, I appreciate it, but I'm gonna make you rest for a minute. Alejandro and Caleb got a bajillion points. Who else wants it? Okay, my choice. How about John? They do their homework, John.
What?
How do you say they do their homework?
Hacen la tarea.
Yeah. Now, did he make that reflexive?
No.
right? I was just throwing that in there. Remember, they're not homework. You can't homework yourself,
Ellos.
right? So yeah, you could say ellos hacen la tarea or just hacen la tarea. Okay, just trying to remind you, not everything is reflexive. Don't start making everything reflexive. It's really just the ones we're practicing with. Okay, I get dressed, I get up, I go to bed, I go to sleep. Okay, those are the ones that are going to be reflexive. Do not start making everything reflexive. All right, I think I got una más. All right, let's put this in the you form. You get together with your friends. Think of it as you get yourself together with your friends. You get yourself together with your friends. Oh, I lied. I think I do have one more after this. JK. You get together with your friends. All right, anybody want it that hasn't gone yet today? Okay, well, how about Layla?
Te reúnes
Uh-huh.
con amigos.
Yeah, perfecto. Okay, here it is. Te reúnes con los amigos. You get together with your friends. All right, last one, and this one, I think I'm gonna ask you to do two verbs, so two options. All right, look at this one. So I want you to say, not you guys go to bed. I want you to say, you guys are going to go to bed. All right, so you've got two verbs. You've got ir and you've got acostarse, reminding you star, go to bed, right? So you have two verbs, you have two options. Just this once, I would love you to write down both options. All right, so I want you to think about what those two options would look like. And in the future, I would expect you to recognize both, but you can just write one or the other, okay? But this time, I want you to say, you guys are going to go to bed. And show me the two ways that it's possible to write that. That means I'm looking for two volunteers here because we can do it two different ways. Okay, somebody ready to share? But it looks like they're actually still working. I'll give you a minute. Finish up your thought. And again, if you haven't gone yet, be ready. Because if nobody volunteers that hasn't gone, I'm coming over to you. All right, anybody want to do it that hasn't gone yet? All righty, well, let's go with, how about lucky Brandon N.
Ustedes van a I can't say I can't say the last name. Ustedes van a acostarse. Is it right or wrong?
I think it's a little hard to hear over the loud music.
Ustedes van a acostarse.
Yeah. I mean, maybe like turn it down a little, Brandon. Just saying. Okay, yes, I think you got it right though. Ellos van a acostarse.
Hello?
Right. Muy bien. All right, you can remute. Turn it back on. Maybe not so loud. Okay, who's got the other way? So he put it on the end. Where's the other place it can go? 2 verbs, 2 options. 2 verbs, 2 options. What's the other option? How about Reese? What's the other option? Okay, so you can either put it on the end of the second one, or where else could it go?
Before the first one.
Yeah. So what would it be? Just put it right before the van.
Ustedes se van a la. I forget how to do this.
Acostar. Yeah, perfecto. Good. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing and show you. Okay, so look at these 2 options. Okay, make sure you've got them both, you understand them, right? So you've got ustedes van a acostarse, ustedes se van a acostar. So either the se goes on the end, right there, or it goes in front of the first verb. I'll leave that there for a second, double check your work. The ustedes, I guess, is optional in theory. Look okay? That makes sense? Preguntas? Okay. How we doing? We feel like we're getting these again? Okay. All right. So here's what I want you to do for me. I got 2 things, and as long as I explain them and you understand them, you can actually just go do them. So let me show you. I'm just going back to my current lesson for the day. You can meet me there, or you can just look up here with me. Okay, almost there. Here we go. Okay. All right. So 2 things left to do. So we did you showed me, we did our verbs, we did our PowerPoint. So there's 2 things here that I need you to take care of in the next few minutes, okay? And then homework is really just Quizlet if you feel like you need more practice on your vocab. So for slideshow, if you click on there, you'll see I'm asking for 1 perfect reflexive sentence, all right? So just give me your best one. Don't give me the one that doesn't have reflexive. So give me 1 reflexive sentence there. I don't care which one, okay? And then submit that. Then go back, and I got a little exit ticket for you. It won't take too long. Okay, it is 5 questions, and they're all multiple choice. So just pick the correct reflexive verb. Watch the spelling. A couple of them are stem changers. Okay, so I'm happy to stay on if you have a question for me. Otherwise, you can take care of those 2 things. Make sure that you turn in 1 sentence, and then you have 5 multiple choice questions for an exit ticket, and we'll call it a day. Sound all right? Okay. Well, que tengan un buen fin de semana. Have a great weekend, and stick around if you have any questions. Otherwise, hasta lunes.